Welcome back. You're watching the Late Night News. Activists from across Chennai today came together to demand the immediate rehabilitation of more than 20,000 people suffering from the aftermath of the Bhopal tragedy. They demanded that the extraditing Warren Anderson was a different issue altogether, the primary one being providing adequate compensation to the thousands of victims of the tragedy. Questions were also raised over the composition of the group of ministers headed by Home Minister P. Chidambaram. Just to remind you, Chidambaram is accused of lobbying for Dow Chemicals during the India-US Economic Cooperation meeting.
The government of India has to pay whatever extra money is required. And I think that's what now the government of India should first address. $470 million is clearly not enough. Okay, the figures of those people affected were much lower in those days. Now we have a much better idea. Okay, so the amount of money needed is far more, and the government of India has to come up with that money immediately. I think that is the first task before the group of ministers, the committee.
So are you on a personal level satisfied with the composition of this group?
Let us see what they do. I think the test of the pudding is in the eating. So let's see what they do.
Now, after a public interest litigation was filed by a lawyer here in Chennai to arrest Douglas Devananda, the minister in the Sri Lankan president's delegation to India, the city police has now alerted the Delhi police. Devananda is now in Delhi along with the entire delegation. The city police commissioner T. Rajendran has now confirmed that there are 3 cases registered against him and has said that the action will be taken depending on the reaction from the Delhi police department.
Yeah, we are in touch with the Delhi police. We've sent a message to them. So, based on the reaction, we'll take action.
Now, crime reporter Salim has been following that story and has more details on that.
They have given a request to the Delhi police, and based on the Delhi police reaction, the city police will act. Now, the city police commissioner has officially confirmed that there are 3 cases pending against Douglas Devananda. One, in 1986, a murder case has been registered against him in Chulaimedu police station. The incident took place when Douglas Devananda visited Chennai with several of his associates, and he stayed at a house in Chulaimedu. He also, at that time, he picked up quarrel with the locals, and one final day the locals gathered in front of his house, and the situation was very tensed. Douglas Devananda went inside the house and took an automatic pistol and fired at the crowd. In that incident, Tirunavukarasu, a person died at the spot. So, in 1986, a murder case has been registered. A murder case was registered on Douglas Devananda. At that time, Walter Isaac Devaram was the Deputy Commissioner of Police. He arrested Douglas Devananda and he was lodged at the prison for nearly 2 months, and he was out on bail. In 1988, there was a kidnapping case registered against Douglas Devananda at the Kidpak police station. Douglas Devananda was accused of kidnapping a 10-year-old boy and demanding a ransom of 7 lakh rupees. In 1990, an intimidation case was registered at the Kodampakkam police against Douglas Devananda. So, now the Chennai police clearly say that they have sent all these details to the Delhi police, and it is up to the Delhi police to react.
Moving on, are your children bored of the routine books at schools? Well, learning could just be a bit more fun for your children now, as educationists welcome the idea of learning through films and cinema. Our reporter Pratiksha explains about a package of films especially made for the learning of the children.
This is a film with a message which says it is always good to tell the truth. School cinema is a project which takes advantage of children's love for movies and teaches them the good things through films. School authorities also feel films definitely make a better impact than books.
They like more of stories. So they gain morals only through the stories. Whatever way we teach in the classroom, seeing something on a big screen has a better impact.
The package for a full academic year contains 10 films. The topics range from sibling rivalry and parental pressure to puberty and telling the truth. But at 25,000 rupees for each package, is it easy for all to access?
On the other hand, the cost factor, I think compared to what the schools are spending these days, this is peanuts. 25,000 is absolutely nothing. On an average, a child spends 150 rupees for 1 year to watch 10 films, 15 bucks for a film, very cheap.
With films like these aiming to teach a child to become a better person, media is definitely no more a bad influence on kids. In Chennai, Pratiksha Ramkumar, Ndtv-Hindu.
Well, time to take a look at how the markets did today. We tell you about the gains seen across the board in the markets today.
Quite a thunderous session on Dalal Street today with across-the-board gains being seen on the markets. The frontline indices, the Sensex gained 1.5%, 16,922. The Nifty at 50.78 looked strong as well, and gains coming in on the small caps and the mid caps as well. The breadth of the market was extremely strong pretty much throughout the trading session. But if you look at the intraday chart of the Nifty, that tells a slightly different story. And the story is that the surge came in at the end of the trading session, led by strong global cues, Europe and US futures in particular, and also some short covering that came in because of those strong global cues. Nevertheless, the Nifty closed above the 200-day moving average, just a little below the 100-day moving average, which is at 50.85. So watch out for that level on open, and then from there on 5100, and if you can sustain above that is the crucial question. Today, gains were across the board. For instance, among the Nifty gainers, Reliance Infra was the top gainer. Bharti, despite concerns about debt levels, gained another almost 5%. Autos were very strong. Hero Honda represents that pack. And even metals, beleaguered metals, saw some buying come in today's session. Mid-caps did their own bit, and you had stocks like Tata Metallics surge almost 20%, Sonata up 8%, Binani Cements, ARSS Infrastructure, some of the notable movers. But the point again being that there wasn't any one segment which was showing leadership. It was across the board that you saw gains coming in today. Some themes in the market worth picking up on. One of them is the order inflow on the capital goods side, which is reflecting strength in the economy once again. Pipavav had an order inflow come in on Wednesday. The stock surged today 7%. Nagarjuna L&T reported order book gains coming in today, and that helped the stocks go up. What else in the market? Leg up also coming in particular from shoe stocks. Bata was gaining about 11%. It closed. Liberty Shoes up 6%. The story there simply is that school season is about to start. Everybody is rushing in to go in and buy some new shoes for their kids. So that was the story there. The broader story on the markets remains one which is linked very closely to global triggers. So how you trade tomorrow is still anybody's guess, but some amount of conviction did seem like it was coming back to the market.
Right up next after the short break, a special love story in the pipeline in Hollywood, and the name Kanimori. No, it's not about who you think it is.